What is up, everybody? I'm super excited because today I'm showing you guys the best 5 homes with pools currently available near Disney World. So let's talk about what exactly that means. We sifted through the thousands and thousands of listings currently available on the market here in Central Florida and got into price per square footage. We looked at locations to make sure that these homes are in prime locations, great deals at great places. We made sure that there wasn't anything wonky in regards to solar panels that needed to be paid for on the property, or a flood zone, or any major renovations that needed to be done. We'll see there's a couple repairs here and there. However, these 5 homes are going to be the best deals for their price, for their size, for their location, and their proximity to theme parks, entertainment, and all that good stuff here in Central Florida. I'm Zane. I'm a real estate agent here in Orlando. And if you are looking to buy or sell your home here in Central Florida, we would love to help. Reach out to us. Our information is all over this video. Without further ado, let's start checking out these homes. So, have our map here, and I'm giving you guys an inside look. This is the multiple listing service here in Central Florida, so we have access to every single home in the Central Florida area that is for sale. Super excited to show you guys these. As you'll see, we have 4 options out east towards that Buenaventura Lakes, Lake Nona, Meadowwoods area, and then we also have 1 option here in the Davenport area, and you're gonna find excellent deals all throughout. You just have to know where to look and what to look for. So each of these options we'll go over. Each of them has some different reasons why they're a great deal. And just to give you some perspective, right around this Bay Lake, Buena Vista, and Celebration area is where we're gonna find Disney World. So kind of sandwiched in between these 3 is gonna be right here, World Drive. This is where we're gonna see the Disney parks, Western Way as well, all part of that huge Disney campus and Disney Resorts campus. So all 5 of these homes, really solid proximity to the Disney parks. Now, let's jump into it. We're gonna start out west in this Davenport area. And if you're not familiar, Davenport is home to a lot of short-term rental communities, and it's also home to a ton of new construction. So while we are looking at pool homes in this video, Davenport is another excellent place to look if you want something brand new. So let's check out home number 1, 306 Rona Lane. We're also gonna get into Google Maps, and we'll also check out real proximity towards different attractions. So we're gonna do real time. I'm not going to give you screenshots. I'm gonna show you right now, it's about 4 o'clock on a Monday, how long is it gonna take to get from these places to your daily drives, grocery, entertainment, the theme parks, all that good stuff. So 306 Rona Lane. Welcome to this inviting 3-bed, 2-bath pool home in the quiet Santa Cruz community of Davenport. So 2004 built home, over 2,200 square feet of space. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath. And that's kind of an interesting one because this is a 2-story home. However, when you have over 2,200 square feet of space and only 3 bedrooms, that means 2 things. Number 1, you're gonna have larger living spaces because you have all this space and not a bunch of bedrooms to take up that square footage. And then number 2, you only have 3 bedrooms. So you're gonna probably have larger bedrooms with a 3-2 that has this much square footage attached to it. So as we click in, right here, you got some curb appeal. We have some garden space in the front of the home. That's really nice. These are solid pictures. That's one thing that's important. I made sure to look because sometimes a reason a home could be a great deal is because it's just not being marketed super well. It's just not having great pictures, and maybe it's been sitting on the market, but it's at a great price because the photos are not excellent. These are solid photos here. It's only been on the market about 40 days. And then as we check out the kitchen, first thing we see is obviously some updates have been done. We have quartz countertops. We have a nice farmhouse sink, right? So you have that big single basin sink. That's an excellent finish. Got some stone facade on this outside of the kitchen area, kind of the counter space on the bottom on the structure below the countertop. We have a nice stone facade. And then we have a really nice stone backsplash. I think one reason, a home like this might sit is there's a lot of clashing patterns. However, I don't think they clash so much that it makes it an eyesore. I think it's kind of fun to have these stones. I think these are really pretty stones for this backsplash. And then the cabinetry is actually really nice. I like the white and the gray, just a style that's in right now. White shaker cabinets on the top, gray shaker cabinets on the bottom, black poles throughout, stainless steel appliances. Overall, solid, quality, good stuff. Little extra, maybe that's the pantry. Maybe this kind of big cabinetry on the right would be the pantry. I think that's a interesting sort of cabinet pantry area to have right there. But again, excellent deal for the price point. And that's completely usable space right in the kitchen. I think it would be an excellent kitchen pantry. Pretty fun mantle, and that mantle is going to be the same. It looks like the same stone as what is below the kitchen countertop. So got matching there, not just a random other stone texture that they threw into the house. And then it looks like fresh vinyl plank floors. These floors and the baseboards do look like they were recently replaced, so that's good. And it's a nice floor. It's a good look. So a little more on the kitchen area, and it looks like kind of an L shape as you see. You come inside, big open great room, living space, kind of a separate in the back corner. That would be your dining room. If you kind of see just over here, this light fixture would be over your dining room table. So that would be your dedicated dining space. So overall, nice L-shaped sort of great room here. And then the second floor is where we see some of the renovations that do need to be done. I'm going to assume that these darker tiles are the original floors in the house, because you see this looks like purple tape that's over the top of where the baseboards were. I assume maybe they started the process of removing the baseboards, or I'm not totally sure what happened there, but there is a little bit of renovation that needs to be done on this second story. But again, it's not too bad. Definitely the tiles don't look amazing, but one story, so to speak, of switching the floors would not be a massive financial burden. For replacing these tiles, and I believe they go throughout the second floor. This is another shot of the first story. I think just a little bit of a misordered photo there, but if you were to replace all the floors, because it looks like on the second story it's going to be this whole tile, which is kind of nice because it means there's no carpet, so that is ideal for moving in. To replace all the floors, you're maybe, depends on the square footage, maybe 8 to 10 grand, somewhere in there. It's not a massive burden, something that you'd have to keep in mind with moving into the home. But overall, they don't look too bad. I mean, in the primary bedroom here, they look pretty good. I think maybe some paint job here. I mean, the darker pink accent wall with the light pink around it is kind of a funky look. But overall, I mean, there's nothing about this house. And then they also, looks like they painted the baseboards the same colors as the pink and the darker pink, which is, again, it's just kind of a funky look, but it's not so much that it makes it impossible to move in, or it's not move-in ready. The house is absolutely, it looks to be in good shape. It just has some things you might want to redo. Same with this bathroom, outdated. This is a primary bathroom, dual vanities, which is excellent. Could just use some new countertops, maybe some new cabinetry, or just repaint the cabinets, probably a new light fixture up top. But overall, not major items that need to be addressed, all cosmetic things that aren't that difficult to fix. Out in this pool area, now we're starting to cook, right? We got the large pool space. You got a jacuzzi too. A ton of homes in this price range, in this kind of high 300s area, you'll find a pool, but not all the time do you find with the spa as well. So it's really nice that this has the jacuzzi attached. And one really nice thing about this home, you get the fence-in backyard. Again, a lot of homes, especially in Davenport, you're gonna have a pool behind it, but there's no backyard space. And this home is an example of one that you have the pool and you have some backyard. So if you have pets, animals, you already have your fence in place, and that's a really excellent piece of this property as well. Overall, really solid, right? 31 days on the market for $395. We scroll down, quarterly HOA for $100 a quarter. So we're looking $30, $35 a month, give or take. So over in Davenport, solid deal. We're 306 Rona Lane, right? So right here, let's do first at Disney World. How's that commute looking? 21 minutes. So excellent proximity to the theme parks. That could be a really good option if you're looking to be close to Disney, the theme parks, maybe you're a cast member, whatever have you. Your nearby shopping is going to be in Posner Park. Now I was looking earlier, so it says 25 minutes, but it's only 3.5 miles. So there, I think maybe it was an accident on 27, unfortunately. God bless them. I hope that everybody there is okay. The commute is longer because of whatever slowdown is happening on 27 right now. It says a 14-minute delay. So realistically, 11 minutes from Posner Village, which if we can, not trying to click there, if we can just scroll through, You're gonna have Beals, Hobby Lobby, Five Below, Men's Warehouse, K Jewelers. What else? There's more than this, more than just these. There's a Chipotle in here, a Twisty Treat. Looking for all this. There's a ton of stuff in here. Davenport Sports Bars, Restaurant, Dick's Sporting Goods, a Ross, Bath and Body Works, Chick-fil-A is right over here. So there's a ton of shopping here in Posner Village. And then we also do have some Publix grocery stores just nearby. So 4 minutes, you're literally 4 minutes up the street from a Publix, Chick-fil-A, 7 Brew Coffee, there's a Starbucks, there's a Dunkin' even closer than that. So the proximity couldn't be beat. Right on 27, there is so much shopping, so much entertainment, restaurants, all that good stuff. 306 Rona Lane, excellent proximity, solid HOA community for $30 a month, you know, really, really good stuff. So we'll just keep on keeping on, and we'll head out east now, and we are in the Meadow Woods, Buenaventura Lakes area. And so we'll start here, kind of work our way up the price tags. 14330 Fieldstone Lake Way. So kind of a larger price jump. We're up about $52,000 or so. However, we're right near Lake Nona, Florida. First sentence here says best deal in Lake Nona, and that's true. So let's just look really quick. 14330 Fieldstone. And let's see how far we are from Boxy Park. Boxy Park is going to have a ton of delicious restaurants. Got some of the best pizza I've ever had in Boxy Park area. And then you're going to have entertainment. There's every weekend, there's some live music that's over there. Bars, restaurants, all that good stuff in Boxy Park. And that's one of the main hubs of Lake Nona. And there's a few. Lake Nona is huge, but over in Boxy Park, 15 minutes away. So you're 15 minutes from Boxy Park, from the Wave Hotel. Tons of stuff to do over in that area. And then let's see from Nona, Medical City. 13 minutes to get into Medical City. So overall, this home here is a really excellent option for $450 to literally be on a 15-minute drive from Lake Nona. Average price point in Lake Nona right now is, well, it's probably over 600. It might be over 650. I mean, a lot of townhouses and stuff available, but your average price point in Lake Nona is very high. And to beat 15 minutes outside, $450 with a pool and a new roof, excellent deal right here. And then not to mention, obviously, I mean, what's the video about, right? How far are we from Disney World? 21 minutes. I mean, I would buy this house, right? We're looking at 21 minutes from theme parks, within 15 minutes of Lake Nona and all the amazing things Lake Nona has to offer. This is a deal right here, right? So just to kind of give you guys a little insight, you know, we look at these homes and we think, well, if it's a great deal, why hasn't anybody bought it yet? I mean, it was at $455, you got price reduced to $450, right? A new roof, photos look good. It's only been on for 60 days. I mean, I will say homes are just sitting on the market a little bit longer than usual right now. However, I do think with all the new construction that's nearby, this home is probably competing with a lot of that new construction that's available in Lake Nona. There's a lot of really excellent interest rates that builders are offering and things of that nature. However, if you really want a pool and that's a non-negotiable for you, finding something like this is definitely the way to go. For $450, I'm telling you, this is a really awesome deal. So let's look into it. This one's quality. I remember checking out the photos, and you know, first thing you notice, obviously most clients I work with don't like the carpet. If you need to tear it out, just tear it out. That looks to just be kind of your living room, and it's not nearly the entire living space, right? The rest of your kind of dining room area here, or if you want to make that carpeted area your dining room, and then this area near the kitchen your living room, this is all tile. Obviously the kitchen's all tile, and then it's a really functional floor plan. I mean, you're 1991 square feet, so you're almost 2,000 square feet, kind of a mini ranch. You have this big granite island, so that's really nice. It is a little bit funky, but I almost think that island maybe in the past was raised up, kind of like a breakfast bar, and then they brought it all the way down. They just leveled it out because it's a more open look and feel. And I gotta say, I'm a big fan of this kitchen. I think the granite countertops look great. You have the backsplash over behind the sink area. I think overall, super functional kitchen, pretty classic looking, right? Maybe you might say outdated, but I think it also, you could call it kind of classic and cozy. Your bedrooms, I saw, looks like one bedroom there and no carpet in that, which is ideal. I think in the corner I do see some carpet in the other bedrooms, but we'll see. Kind of keep going through the kitchen here. So there's a bedroom with no carpet, and this is gonna be a 4-bed, 2-bath. This is a bedroom with carpet, so we have at least 1 and 1. These photos are just a little all over the place. They're not really in a understandable order. And then we have a bedroom with carpet, so at least 1 bedroom with carpet. It's kind of hard to tell. Like I said, the photos are a little all over the place right now. But there's your primary. This is gonna be your primary bedroom, which does have carpet. Kind of unfortunate. If you're not into carpet, I actually like carpet in a primary bedroom. I think it's more cozy to get up and walk on carpet than it is kind of a cold floor. Regardless though, decent sized walk-in closet there. Pretty big. This is a primary bathroom I can work with. You got dual vanities, ton of space in the middle, separate tub and a walk-in shower. That is one of the most sought after features of a primary bathroom that we find, is a separate tub, but also a walk-in shower. Most people, they don't just want the walk-in shower, they want the tub. However, they generally don't want the two of them together. So really nice to have that walk-in shower and then have the tub separate of that. And a pretty spacious walk-in shower from what I can see as well. Secondary bathroom looks good. Interesting backsplash, interesting countertop there. And then the backsplash going over the toilet is something that I haven't really seen before, but I kind of like it. That's an interesting look. The backsplash is going over the top of the toilet like that, but it's an interesting look. I think it can be functional. You know, if you need to put up any kind of toiletries or anything that you might need that you don't want to put in the shower, maybe you could put right there to grab. So kind of an interesting setup. 2-car garage right there. No washer and dryer included, it looks like. Pool area looks excellent. The pool area actually looks like it has a ton of potential. I mean, it's a little blank right now, but have a little bit of space, kind of green space in this fenced in area behind the pool. Looks like they put up a good looking black metal fence around the pool, and then they have a secondary vinyl fence around the rest of their yard. So good bit of space in there. Overall, again, solid option. You have the trees over the backyard, so some additional space from your rear neighbor. And like we said, you can't beat the location. You can't beat the location. Fieldstone Estates is the HOA. You're gonna have $100 monthly HOA. I'm not seeing that it has a pool, a community pool or anything of that nature, but you have a private pool, so does it really matter? I don't know if there's any amenities like a playground. I didn't see any major amenities like that. You do have sidewalks, which is nice. Good community. You can go outside, go for a walk, all that good stuff. And like we mentioned, the proximity can't be beat. Right there is Walt Disney World, and right here is your home. And then just out east, you have Lake Nona. And I mean, hey, Orlando Airport, are you kidding me? You're gonna see planes flying over your house all the time because you got 12 minutes from the airport. Hopefully not bothersome. That's something that we can go see it in person and actually see. Is that gonna keep you up because there's planes flying super close by? But that proximity to the airport is excellent. So we'll keep on making our way through that beautiful home near Lake Nona. And then we actually are going to go a little closer to Lake Nona for one. But first we're going to go south, 2714 Port Chester Court. So first and foremost, one thing I mentioned before is solar panels. Beautiful thing here, these solar panels are to be fully paid off. Kind of a lakefront home, sort of towards the edge of the lake there. And then this is going to be an HOA community. It's only $13 per month. This may be it might be an error because there's a ton of amenities with this community. But regardless, you're gonna have golf community, you're gonna have a park, playground, pool, sidewalk, all that good stuff. This could be potentially why this house has been sitting on the market. I'm not sure if the HOA maybe costs more than what it's listed for right now. Regardless, this is a really solid option for the price and for the square footage. Over 3,400 square feet of space in this home, and it's $535, and it's on the lake, right? So let's check this thing out. Nice exterior, white and black. So just a simple clean finishes throughout, black and white exterior of the home. Beautiful pool and jacuzzi. That's a really nice little dip your feet area. You know, you just put your feet up kind of on those stones right there if you're not feeling like jumping all the way in. And then we'll just keep on looking. Remember, like we said, those solar panels are fully paid off. And one thing that it also mentions in the listing, roof is only 6 years old. The water heater is solar as well. So your home is almost completely powered by these solar panels that are fully paid off. So you're going to save a pretty significant amount of money on your electric bill. So that's really solid as well. So we'll just make our way inside here. So we got new floors on this first floor at least. Really nice vinyl planks. Those look beautiful. It's a really clean looking house right now. I mean, the photos are solid. The furniture is modern. Definitely being, shouldn't say definitely, but potentially being used as an Airbnb right now. I believe, oh, never mind. This is a 1 to 2 year minimum lease community. So this is just their own modern furniture. It just looks so clean that it seemed like it was being cleaned all the time. But I think they just did an excellent job of setting this thing up to be listed. So that's a great sign, first and foremost. Looking at the stairs, we're gonna have the wood stairs right there. Means that hopefully there's no carpet throughout the home, except maybe in the bedrooms. However, it's really nice just to show, hey, if you have a dog, there's no carpet for it to rip up, at least in these main living areas. So as we come on through, pretty open dining and living space it looks like. Kitchen right here, we're going to have, I think those are gonna be granite countertops. They're just a little hard to tell, but I believe the granite countertops, kind of the breakfast bar setup there. Really nice cabinetry, almost looks like kind of a blue gray. I think that the photo, yeah, it's just gray. It's just kind of a dark gray. And then we have that pantry. That little door, I believe that's a pantry door, but that's just a really funky placement for that. I just want to look up. No, the pantry's there to the left, I think. But this thin door, maybe it probably leads out to the exterior of the home. It's just interesting that that's there, and then your sliding doors right next to it. But hey, great deals sometimes mean funky little quirks in a home. So that's all good. So really large dining and kitchen space. You could also convert this dining space into a living area. But obviously you do have that larger living area at the front of the home. It's over 3,400 square feet, so you have a lot of room to play with. The bathroom's looking a little outdated, right? Just the countertop for the most part. Overall, you have your white cabinets with the black poles. That looks good. Light fixture and the countertop as well as the faucet definitely could use replacement there. But so this is a great sign. Second floor, we've not seen any carpet yet, so that's really ideal. So really nice. Got your stairwell there. Looks probably repainted the railing at some point, so that's good. Nice crown molding around that sort of staircase railing as well. And a really nice secondary loft. I mean, I think that's French doors going into the primary bedroom, and that's a really nice finish. Great. Wow. How about that? How about that primary bedroom for you? That's freaking huge. Are you kidding me? I think that's a queen size bed, but still, I mean, that is just a massive 5 bedrooms and over 3,400. I mean, over 3,400 square feet is huge no matter what. And it's nice to see that they did go ahead and use some of that square footage in the primary bedroom, because that is a massive primary bed. Look at that. They have a couch. They have a little seating area over on the side. That's something that I've only seen really for new construction homes. There's just some models of home that they go with that bigger primary bedroom. I don't see it often for resale, and that's just awesome. So we come into the primary bathroom. Nice. If there's one thing I love, it is when a renovation budget is used in ways that the purchaser of the home is going to like. So things like, if we have to renovate a bathroom, we're going to renovate the primary. Or if we have to do something with the floors of the home, we're going to rip out the carpet, right? It seems like throughout this house, they chose wisely as it comes to which renovations they wanted to make. And in this primary bathroom, beautiful dual vanities, quartz countertops, really nice finishes, the stainless steel faucets. Okay, the light fixture's a little outdated, but overall the bathroom, look at that. They put tile around the tub right there. I think that's some beautiful finishes in this primary bathroom. I mean, the closet is freaking huge. So that's awesome. Yeah, so these secondary bathrooms definitely need updating. But again, your primary and right here they did a little bit. I mean, they switched the sink out, new sink, new faucet, maybe give you some inspiration of what you can do with the other ones. But overall, solid stuff. Got your washer dryer room, huge pool area like we mentioned, really nice pool space right here. Then you do have a little white picket fence, and you do have kind of a lake view. You do have a little bit of lake view in one corner of your property. So nice seating area, a little patio area right out here. Kind of like that, they do the little tree growing out of the cement there. It's kind of funky, but overall paid off solar panels, tons of space, over 3,400 square feet, lakefront home like this, released in the corner. Lots to love. I think one reason this home maybe is sitting on the market is because it's not short-term rental eligible. And that's something that can create issues, right? If somebody's looking to buy a vacation home, this may not be the best option because you wouldn't be able to rent it out short-term, right? You'd have to get a long-term lease on it, which means you couldn't use it for a full year until that person's lease ended or so forth. So 2714 Port Chester. This little area between St. Cloud and Kissimmee, though, is really solid. Really good neighborhood, really good development going on there. There is a good bit of new construction happening, and a lot of restaurants, entertainment things are coming to that sort of St. Kissimmee area there. So overall, really solid. So let's see how far we are from the airport down there. So we're about 20 minutes from the airport. So again, really solid. Just to shoot up, what road is this? Oh yeah, just the turnpike. Yeah, we're just going up the turnpike and then getting on 417. And then we're just heading on over to the airport right here. Easy. From Disney World, it'd probably be a little longer than these other ones because sometimes the turnpike can get a little bit crowded. 26 minutes, so yeah, a little bit crowded, but again, the 417 is going to help you get basically, you're pretty much just going to get on the turnpike and then jump on the 417 to get anywhere and everywhere that you're trying to get to. Go all the way out west towards 27, go out east if you want to go to Cocoa Beach, anything like that, Lake Nona, stuff like that. And then obviously Lake Nona is going to be really good proximity, probably 18, 26, well, some traffic right now. So either way, 26 minutes, 16.7 miles. I mean, I'm surprised it wouldn't be faster to just get on Simpson here. And then, you can just kind of cut out some of that time. But hey, in Google Maps we trust, right? So overall, 2714 Port Chester, you're super close to the Kissimmee lakefront right here, Lake Taupo-Caliga, just out west here. You can dang near walk there. Let me take a look at that. Kissimmee Lakefront Park. 5.4 miles away, about 15 minutes or so. So not too bad. Overall, solid location. And for the price and for all the things it has to offer, that's a really good deal. So let's just keep on keeping on. We've got two left. So we have 650, 1709 Bridgeview Circle. We're right back into that Lake Nona area, just a little bit further than the last property we were looking at. So first and foremost, this is a $23 HOA. Meadow Woods and Buenaventura Lakes both are examples of communities that have very little and in some locations even no HOA, but are really well kept, I think, because of their location and how close they are to anything. Long story short, I think when people are happy living where they live, their home and their area tends to just be better kept because people take pride in their location. They're happier about where they live, the proximity to all the things that they love. And so Meadow Woods and Buenaventura Lakes, with how close they are to Lake Nona, to Disney World, to downtown Orlando, to even Cocoa Beach isn't that far. I believe that it has caused Meadow Woods and Buenaventura Lakes both to be really solid neighborhoods, really solid places to be. So 3,132 square feet, this one, 4 beds, 2.5 bathrooms. So this one's going to be fun because it's a little bit less square footage than that last home we were just looking at. It's a little bit more expensive, and it has one less bedroom. So, and I think half a bathroom less. So that square footage is going to be throughout the home. It's going to be in the bedrooms and so forth. One thing we see in the description, it's important to note, new hot water pool pump. So that's about $4,000 or $5,000 upgrade. 2020 AC system, 2018 roof, overall solid, important kind of 3-point items. Those major upgrades that you would have to make with a home. This is a 1996 home. However, because of those upgrades, you don't have to replace those major systems, those major items. So we'll, sneak peek of the pool by accident. We'll start working our way through Woodbridge community. Big palm trees out front. This is a lakefront home again. This is true lakefront, which is nice. It's not kind of in the corner. This is actual lakefront home. Really nice property there. I love the drone shot. So for a second, I thought this one had solar panels. It does not. The neighboring home does have solar panels. Gorgeous lakefront. And this one's going to be a little less updated, but I also like some of the floor plan items it has. So first, the foyer, really tall ceilings in there. You'll see those ceilings go all the way up over the second floor. Probably opens up that space a bunch if we were to go see it in person. Big archways that lead into this first seating area. I think that would ideally be your living room. But again, with over 3,100 square feet, there's a lot you can do with this space. So work our way through. This one is another one of those examples that it's a little outdated in look, but it's clean and it matches well enough that it could also be seen as classic. It's not so outdated that it needs a bunch of repairs. It's definitely move-in ready if you're open to the style of the home. So as we look around, nice living space right here. It's what they're doing with this area, TV area. And then they went with the sort of cozier, friendlier, not as formal dining area right next to the kitchen. Kitchen, nice upgrades there. So again, it's not all not upgraded. You have quartz countertops with I think that's a really nice backsplash actually. You look in there, the backsplash right in between the top layer of cabinets and then the bottom countertops here. Really nice backsplash that goes up there. So that's a beautiful finish. You're gonna have your black cabinetry with the stainless steel poles. So that's great. Bathroom, a little dated, but it's not much. There's another example of the quartz countertop that goes over the toilet head. So they replaced, or the back of the toilet, they replaced the toilet. So kind of an interesting setup there. Anyway, we'll just keep going. Washer and dryer, hopefully included with the property with the slop sink in there. So that's really nice. Really going to be helpful for doing all your laundry, keeping things clean. And look at that second story. No, I'm a fan of this. It's not, there's some 2-story homes that have a super open kind of loft and an overlook into your living space, but that you're looking $1 million plus for some of those floor plans and locations. This home, I love the opening that's over the foyer, creates a big open and inviting flow into the home. And then the second story is really well thought out. I think you just kind of travel up the stairs, take a right turn, and you can hang out in your second floor loft. And then I'm guessing that's the primary bedroom, maybe back there in the corner. No, your primary bedroom is actually just a U-turn, I think, from the stairs. But either way, you have a really nice loft space there. And okay, never mind. That was just a window. I think I was misled. But anyway, nice big loft space. So again, over 3,100 square feet. Put some of that in the lofts. Looks like a pretty spacious secondary bedroom. I think that's a full-size bed. I'm not sure if that's a queen. But nice bed, a lot of natural light. These look like pretty big windows as well. Really big windows. So that's really nice. Solid closet space. Yep. Bedrooms look, maybe they're just using them well in regards to their floor plan or in regards to the way they have their furniture set up, but the bedrooms look spacious enough. I think they're not huge, but spacious enough. And then this is definitely a queen bed that's fitting in this room really well. So I think that's again, relatively spacious room, maybe like a walk-in closet or maybe just a small closet. Probably a slight walk-in, probably a couple steps into that closet, I would assume. You got your dual vanities on the countertops here. This is your full second bathroom. Really nice shower. I like that gold accent, kind of the gold plating they did around the shower doors. So that's fun. And then your primary is huge, and the tray ceilings. Wow, wow. So that's gonna be a king bed, I assume. And it's a massive primary room with kind of that indent into the rest of the house, or it could be a seating area. Again, there's a lot you could do with that space. I love that kind of L shape in the floor plan. I think that's a really cool piece of this. Tray ceiling is huge. Throw a new fan up there and you've got a really beautiful and a really grand primary bedroom for sure. And then you got, wow, a really big primary bathroom as well. Separate tub. You got the walk-in shower there, dual vanities. Yeah, I mean, this is good. It could be a little updated. The bathrooms could use a little updating, but overall, the bones, the structure, the space, the floor plan, it does the trick. Yeah, 2-car garage there, and then your beautiful lakefront, right? We talked about all that before we even got to the beautiful lakefront. So, yeah, I mean, this is a winner. You have a spa as well. Lot to love about this home. Lot to love about this property. Yeah, that's stunning. Beautiful view, beautiful lakefront just that way. And yeah, I mean, that's a winner. One thing, there's not really a yard around this home. Kind of one of those things I mentioned is sometimes these homes will just be the pool space behind them, and there's not really any acreage or lot outside of that. Something to keep in mind. Overall though, when you get a view like that, hey, why would you want a fence anyway, right? So we'll check out again. These are gonna be pretty similar location to the house we looked at 2 houses ago. That was near Lake Nona, Bridgeview Circle, right? So we're gonna be Lake Nona, 16 minutes away, 8-mile drive. We're going to be from the parks, 20, 25, 19 minutes, you know, easy peasy drive, nothing major. We haven't really looked at downtown Orlando, but just so we can see, again, you just hop on the turnpike to get downtown. That'd probably be a 29-minute drive. So the beauty of Meadow Woods, Buenaventura Lakes area is the proximity to everything, you know, and that's part of what you pay for. These are great deals. It's important to keep in mind, on top of the deals that they already are and the price per square foot and the amenities, how close you are to some of these really awesome locations around Orlando. Last but not least, we have one final home to look at, and that home is going to be 3260 Palatka Street. Really excited about this one because, I mean, let's just look at the exterior, right? I mean, just look at that. Is that not such a fun exterior of the property? The curb appeal is excellent. I love the triple windows, those kind of, it looks very imperial, really fun look. 2-car garage, brick pavers. This is going to be the newest home we actually look at today, 2015 house. Sorry about that. This is going to be a 2015 house. Monthly HOA of $106 a month. This is a newer community. Usually the newer communities do have the higher HOAs. Something to keep in mind. Nearly 3,300 square feet, 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. It's even closer to Lake Nona than the other 2 properties we were seeing. So again, for this price point at $675, 2015 pool home, a lot to love about this property. Lots to love. So let's start making our way through. Little pool area right there. You do have the fence all the way around. Again, this is an option that does not have much acreage. You do have a rear neighbor. Luckily, there's the fence all the way around the property, so you have some privacy there. No spa in this home, something to keep in mind. It is a little bit closer to these other properties, so what you're paying for is the interior, which is beautiful, and then also, again, that proximity to these other locations. You got the brick pavers going all the way through this front patio, and then you're gonna have a little seating area. So this, on photo number 9, if you look at photo number 1, this bottom sort of 3 window setup, that kind of bottom area that's sticking out, that's going to be this seating area right here, overlooking the front yard. And that'll be right as you enter the home. So front door is it's behind this chair on the right, if you can kind of see it. On your left, when you enter the front door, you're going to have the seating area. And then they actually did different floors in the seating area, so that's kind of an interesting switch up. But you can do a lot with that space. You can make it a formal dining space. Looks like they kind of have it as just a conversation room. Nice table in the middle. And then you have a formal dining space also. They have that on the right. Looks like when you walk in, they do have a full formal dining space. Nice 4-panel window overlooking the side yard there. Do have a guest bathroom, so that's really nice. It's a 5-bed. It's actually 3.5 bathrooms, so nice guest bathroom, perfect for hosting. Then you're gonna have his and her. You're gonna have a washer and a dryer, and then you're gonna have a bunch of cabinet space on top of the dryer there as well. So nice separate laundry room there. I'm a fan of this kitchen because of that huge island. You get a big island right in the middle of this kitchen. Granite countertops. It looks really good with that long breakfast bar. That's really nice finish. 2015 home. Honestly, kind of looks like these are the original finishes. They're kind of timeless though. You have nice, clean, kind of gray, black, white. It's a nice pattern for a quartz countertop, or a nice pattern for a granite countertop. Your stainless steel all throughout. Your stainless steel poles on the cabinets and everything. Overall, just solid, clean finishes. It's a big open space as you walk through this kitchen and living area. Yeah, so I'm thinking this is probably a pretty huge space in person with all this square footage. It just has to be, right? It has to be somewhere. Photos can only make an area feel so big. So truly, I think this is a pretty large living and kitchen space. The recessed LED lighting is really nice. You got a little sunroom, little patio, screened off patio in the back. So that's really cool. Outdoor dining space for a nice kind of coffee area when you wake up in the morning. Full pool area right here. The carpet in the bedroom, you know what I mean? If you're paying over $600,000, I'm hoping maybe no carpet throughout the property if that's something you want. If you do want carpet, great, because a lot of properties in this price range do not. They tend to remove it. However, overall, pretty sleek, regular looking primary bedroom. I believe that's going to be a king bed. If so, super spacious room. If it's a queen, maybe a little congested in there. I think it's a king bed. Pretty big walk-in closet there, and a really nice updated primary bathroom. You're gonna have your tiles going all the way up the wall. I like that kind of grid, funky pattern. It's kind of a funky pattern on the shower floor there, but really nice. Then you have your bathtub, separate bathtub just next to that. Dual vanities with the granite countertops matching the kitchen. Very sleek finishes. I think it all looks pretty slick. Then your staircase is really nice. I'm a big fan of the black and white meshing together on that staircase. I think it looks really clean, really sharp. And then, all right, so the one challenge with this home, and I'm sure why it's been on the market for 90 days, is the carpet. Again, in this price point, the full second story beam carpet, I believe would be better off just replacing it, especially considering it looks like it has some issues with it. It's kind of coming up a little in some places. They'd probably be better off replacing it and then going back on the market with that. Regardless, not a huge expenditure, especially because carpet is a lot easier and a lot less expensive to remove than tile. So maybe you're looking $10,000 to $15,000 to get this all replaced. As we go throughout, again, you got the matching countertops throughout the bathrooms, and then nice loft space, spacious enough loft. You can put a TV there. You got some furniture set up there. Looks like pretty sizable secondary bedrooms, which is good. And then you have some good privacy. Obviously, they didn't line up the window right there directly with the window of the neighbor, so that's always nice. It's important. And then some good finishes. The tiles here on the secondary shower in this bathroom do match that first floor on the floor of the shower wall, and then outside the bathtub on that primary bathroom. So overall, everything looks good. Beautiful lake right here, kind of showing us some of the amenities here. It looks like a little jungle gym for kids. There you go, bigger community playground and all that. And then you have a community pool. So overall, some good amenities throughout this community. And again, there's one more look at that back pool. Nothing too crazy. Pretty simple pool, but let's remember, how close are we to Lake Nona, right? This home is going to be within about 16 minutes of that Lake Nona area. And then again, we go to Disney World. See how far we are from there, about 27 minutes. As we're going east towards Lake Nona, it's a little bit closer to Lake Nona. We're getting a little farther from those theme parks. Regardless, excellent location. Check out the airport. We're within 10 minutes of the airport with this beautiful home. So lots of great things about the proximity to everything around it with this property, 3260 Palatka. And as we mentioned, it is the newest home that we looked at on this list. So if you want something a little newer, this one may be the best of these 5 excellent deals that we looked at near the theme park. So thank you so much for checking in, looking at these 5 deals with me. Comment down below which home was your favorite. I'm so grateful that you guys checked out this video, and I would love to help you with your move here in Central Florida. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, go-to guy, Zane with Orlando A to Z. Reach out to us. Our information is all over this video. Comment below which home was your favorite. I would love to get your feedback here from you guys. Make sure to subscribe because this is going to be a consistent series coming out with some really excellent homes in the Central Florida area in a few different locations, not just near Disney World. So comment down below. Also, if there's a different location that you'd want to hear about in the next video, make sure to subscribe because I will heed to your comments and I will make videos about those locations. So super excited to hear from you guys. Thanks so much for checking in. We'll see you in the next one.